Ever a message ever given to Ghanaians prior to the 2016 elections, then that message was changed. That change was demanded by the MPP party, who were seeking to lead Ghanaians for the first time since losing power in 2008. And the party was led by the current president of the country, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who led the campaign trail asking Ghanaians to throw their weight behind the MPP party to take over the governance of the country. They had claimed that John Mahama and his team left it in a state that was not supposed to be of Ghanaians. Vice President, who was then the running mate of the MPP party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, had claimed that Ghana was so rich to the extent that the livelihood of Ghanaians did not merit the financial institution or the financial sector or how resourceful the country was. However, in a 67-page manifesto presented to Ghanaians, the MPP party came out with a specific message from one of the founders of the party, that is J.B. Dankwa. They said, the party's policy is to liberate the energies of the people for the growth of a property-owning democracy in this land, with rights to life, freedom, and justice, as the principles to which the government and laws of the land should be dedicated in order specifically to enrich life, property, and liberty of each and every single citizen. The man who was leading the party, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, also came out with a specific message for Ghanaians. And his message was that he was calling on the nation. He said, our nation is in crisis. A crisis created and sustained by the mismanagement, incompetence, and corruption of the Mahama-led National Democratic Congress government. Economic conditions are worsening by the day, and there's so much suffering in the land. But Ghana does not have to be like this. Ghana deserves the best. I have dedicated my life to public service to change Ghana for good. As president, with the help of the Almighty God, I'll be committed to a different kind of government, one that governs in the national interest and not for private gain. It's been 1 year, 7 months since Ghanaians threw their weight behind the MPP party to rule the country. What is the state of the country since we're giving them the mandate to spearhead the administration of this country? Today, on the feed with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullah, that is the question we are asking our viewers. You and I are part of the very people who gave this party the opportunity to change. They asked us for change. We gave them the opportunity by changing government, and have they changed our lives to what we used to live prior to the 2016 elections. In the studio with me to do the discussion is Noah Nash, who is a journalist and also an NDC communication team member. Dela Kwao. Good evening, gentlemen. Let me come from the neutral perspective angle first. Noah Nash. Yes. Prior to the 2016 elections, you had heard everything the MPP government were asking for. Would you say their 2 years in office have been worth it? And if you are to rate them, what percentage will you give to them?
I will start with the percentage because I will definitely.
Okay.
The reason why I'm going to give them 55% is because one way or the other, bring out some of the projects they want to really do, some of the activities they want to share. Okay. But if you look at, for instance, their main core team, which is to improve the livelihood of the people, where to get to improve upon the job and the other things that people were really looking for, which is supposed to alleviate the poverty level of the people, then I'm going to say that I can't give them even up to 50. I'm going to give them close to about 25%. Because if you look at that index, you are looking at the number of job losses that have really hit this particular country this year and last year alone has been very, very bad. And that alone is not a good sign to show that this is a leader who actually wants to really enrich, improve upon the job situation in the country. So as far as I'm concerned, if you look at it from the overview perspective, for instance, if you look at education, Yes, I can say that there are challenges with when it comes to national the education sector.
Yeah.
But to me, I think it's a bit an improvement so far with what we are really doing. So for me, 55 would be an ideal.
Dala, what do you make of the governance of the MPP since they came into office?
Thank you very much, my brother Muftau. I think I would like to correct you. When you were making the presentation, you said MPP has been in government 1 year, 7 months. It is 2 years, 7 months. Yes.
Yes, 2 years, 7 months.
2 years, 7 months.
That's spotted.
Good.
Yes.
Talking about rating this government, percentage-wise, you and I will attest to the fact that they are nowhere, they are below the belt.
Which belt?
They are below the belt, as in, I will not even give them 20%. Because you see, when you just read the president's vision, and is to alleviate what? Poverty. Is that not it?
Yes.
Today, we should just go straight to the point. You remember when NDC was in government, how do you call it? IMF was just, giving us all the praise, the economy is good. But Ken Ofori-Atta made a statement. That was last year.
IMF said Ghana's economy was good.
Like the economy was good.
Under the NDC government.
Yes, but at the end of the day, I'm coming, let me finish. At the end of the day, you realize that people were complaining. Ken Ejapon made a similar statement. He said he was referring to Nana. That if today you are telling us that you have put in place measures to put the economy into place, and the people is not reflecting in their government, it is cosmetic what you are doing.
No, but at what point did IMF say that? Because I do remember vividly where they had told us that we're even getting to the stage where we were coming like an epic country. Epic country, yes, that was the word.
No, that one was in a certain stage. That is what you heard. But I am telling you that there was a point in time where the IMF was saying that the Ghana economy was doing well.
You know,
but after then, please, let
him finish making his point.
Was doing well, but after then, people were complaining that the economy was bad. And I am just telling you that Ken made a statement referring to Nanado that today they are saying that they have put in measures into place whereby our economy is growing. That is what they are claiming.
But that's actually true.
But Ken is saying that in the governance, where you are claiming that you have put in measures into place, the economy is good, and it's not reflecting in the pocket of the Ghanaians. Market women are complaining. Businessmen are complaining. He even said that as of last year, he was supposed to visit his constituency. But because of the economic hardship, he said even common rice and oil.
Which Ken are you referring to?
How do you call it? Kennedy Japan. He said because of the economic hardship.
So are you taking one man's comment to generalize for the entire country?
This is person who is in government. We are talking about Ken, a leading member of the MPP. Okay? And he is coming out to say this. You don't tell me that is a lie.
I can tell you that is a lie if my life is different from what Ken lives.
It is not.
That's the point. What Ken says cannot be the gospel.
He's not been the only person. Today, as it stands, A+, who campaiged left and right for the government.
At this point, when you go mentioning certain specific individuals because their comments can influence society,
wait.
That isn't the point.
No,
the point should be, just a moment, the point should be, point out to certain specific things you think the MPP government have failed in, and it is affecting the citizenry, not what certain individuals have said.
Let's go straight. You know, with the campaign message, they told us that when they come,
yes,
they will reduce fuel drastically.
Yes.
We have seen direct opposite of that one. That is one. They told us that when Mahama was in power, Bawumia said we can play politics with the economy, but the dollar will expose us. Today, as it stands, is the dollar appreciating us to the city? No, they have failed. Today in government,
is the city appreciating up to the dollar, or is the dollar appreciating up to the city?
The city to the dollar.
Then it should be city to dollar, not dollar
the
to city.
The city to the dollar.
Yes.
It's not appreciating.
Okay.
Number two, how do you call it? President Kufuor today told Mahama that he's.
I've made it clear.
No,
point out the specifics. Like you started. When you don't mention certain individuals,
so I shouldn't mention
you take the conversation to a different direction.
Okay. So fine. How do you call it? Mahama had presidential staffers. I think 80 something. And whilst
80
MPP was
something, 800 and something or 80 something.
800 and something.
Yeah.
Whilst
821.
Good 821.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you. MPP was in the position by then. They said the man is wasting Ghana's money.
Dela, you're not making you're not taking the conversation to the direction we want it to go. No, you are sounding so theoretical instead of being practical about some of the issues. Go straight to the point about the livelihood of even individuals, not what the government. The government can have an oversized or below government, but if it reflects in the livelihood of the people, that doesn't matter. So,
I'm just trying to create a point. You see, as it stands, I've just mentioned few.
So what is the essence of the comparison?
I'm coming. So let's go to the marketplace.
Yes.
This president promised this, how do you call it? This papers dealers, that when he comes, he will make sure that the amount that they use in clearing their 40-footer container, he will make sure that it's being reduced. Today, as it stands, it is even higher than the previous administration. Okay, it is even higher than, and these are things that when, it's not in a good shape, it adds hardship to the people in the country, because if I go to market, if I've shipped something, and before I was paying maybe 20,000, and a different president comes and is charging 40,000, obviously the price of what I'm selling will increase.
But you cannot tell me that 2016 to 2019 should be the same. Is that what you're trying to say?
You see, I am not saying
Can it be the same?
I'm coming. Oh yes, it can be maintained.
Does the global market appreciate?
It can be maintained.
Maintained?
Yes, as in, no, it depends on the policy.
It's not about policy.
It depends on what?
Noah.
At the port, I'm coming. At the port. Are you telling me that at the port, our president doesn't have any powers to stabilize some things there so that our businessmen that bring things will also have some relaxation? He can't do it.
Pricing that.
No, is it what you are telling me?
Noah, just a moment. Noah, wade into this conversation and let us understand what specifically you feel that the MPP government have failed and it is affecting Ghanaians.
For instance, if you look at when it comes to job creation, that's why I said I will rate them around 20%.
Yes.
20% in the sense that this is a government that touted to say that they want to create more jobs. How many jobs do they want to create? They want to create thousands of them. Even through this whole policy of where we say creating districts and factories.
Just hold on. I'll be very pleased if my director will pick this one that came from the MPP government. And when they were asking for the change, they specifically mentioned that an agenda for jobs, creating prosperity and equal opportunity for all. That was what the MPP government actually preached to us. Change, an agenda for jobs, creating prosperity and equal opportunity for all. No, continue.
So if you look at it from that angle, you are probably going to fail this government because this government has actually not improved upon the job creation. What they have actually done was to sink the job creation problems deeper.
How?
Look, for instance, one, if you want to create more jobs, what it means is that you must give cheaper energy source to most factories to really maintain their production level. That we haven't found yet in this country. That is the struggle we have had. People have said, during Mohammed's time, there has been doomsday. But if you look at it critically, the latter part of Mohammed's administration actually improved upon the doomsday until the president took over. Then the president would have improved it better by bringing in the power plant deeper into what we call efficient energy sources. One of them is to get gas to run most of the generators we have bought, which are lying there. We want those generators to have cheaper source of energy to run the factories. That they have not been able to do. For me, as far as I'm concerned, if you look at the job creation level, I think this government has failed woefully. Woefully. You can't even rate them 20% yet. When it comes to education, I can say, for instance, it is a bold initiative for them to do what we call the free SHS. Yes. Fantastic. I could see the bottleneck. The reason why I have to be late was because I had to be in Ho. If you look at the level of frustration among the various second cycle schools we have in this country, just in Ho municipality, if you dump almost like 500 students to Mauko girls, Ola, and others, do you know what we are talking about? You are looking at the deficit of infrastructure. That they have not improved. They've awarded contract to contractors to go and fix those structures. They haven't been able to fix those structures completely. The DCEs cannot speak. because they feel that they want to keep their job and keep their salary. And that is one of the things that this government has failed, because it says they want to protect the public purse. You are keeping somebody, you are paying him every month. Are you keeping the public purse when the person is not even delivering? The delivery level of this government has been abysmal.
Okay, hold on there. Don't truncate the thoughts. Don't format the thoughts. We have to go for a break. But just before we do that, let me pick some comments that are coming in from our viewers. This one came from Samuel Morris Green. He says, honestly, I feel I'm the only one that sees what the MPP government under Nana Addo is positively working on. I still stand with him 100%. That one came from Samuel Morris Green. And this one from Botos Watcher. He says, Botos government, 1% staff they are not getting. Hashtag question feed. Okay. Scarebird, he says that I believe president should be given the full 8 years. At the moment, we can only say we are at work in progress. If he finishes his 8 years without installing jobs and the countless promises, we will pounce on him. That's what he's saying. And Siddiq Ahmed, he says, 23 out of 100%. That is the percentage he's given to the president. He has done a bit with the education, free SHS, and also the agricultural aspect. More room for improvement. And this one from Ishmael Adams, he says, Massa, we know the seat up. Nothing them do yet. And then this one too, this one that came from Chantel Owusu. She says that when they take a close look at the number of graduates roaming on the streets looking for jobs, including myself, I'm not sure they will even give themselves about 5%. Not even to talk about hospitals without beds and schools under trees. And then this one that came from Michael A. Parry, he says, with the implementation of policies like free SHS, lowering the burdens of parents, and NAPCO helping reduce the unemployment rate in the country, I'll give them 58% for now. Ashanti region is by far behind in development under their 3 years. Kumasi is not happy with the MPP. We'll go for a break. When we come back, we still have more comments to bring to you. Most of the comments, those of you who have sent in your comments on Facebook, if I come back, I'll be reading them. But stay here on Kwase TV. This is The Feed. Pleasure to always have you here. Join us on Kwase TV, The Feed, where we talk about the issues that are directly related to you. Today we are talking about how the current government has affected your life. If you were to give them a certain percentage, if you were to mark them in an exam, what percentage would you give to them? Before we went for a break, Noah Nash, who is a journalist, he was talking about how he will give the current government 55%, and the NDC man here says no, they don't even merit that. But before I come to the studio to speak to my guest, let me bring you some comments that you people have been sending to us. This one from Twitter, that one came from TJ. He says, score on the following areas: fighting corruption, he will give them 10% for that. He says, tackling sanitation, he will give them 15% for that. Tackling unemployment, he will give them 20% for that. Security, 10%. Total score, 55%. Certainly, in terms of performance, their pass mark is 55%. Hashtag Kwase Feed. I like the examiner. You should be working with WAEC or something like that. And there have been so many comments too that are coming in from Facebook. Noah, just before I come to you, let me bring you some comments that most of our viewers have been sending to us via Facebook. And this one, the number is actually crazy. This one, Sota, he says that renaming of projects he never built, commissioner of projects he called it photoshops, while in opposite, and then collapsing businesses and banks to favor his family and friends. High unemployment rate, family and friends in government, corruption at its peak in Nana. For the sake of sympathy, he will give him 50%. Gideon Frimpong, he said, sake of free SHS, I will give him 48%. And Gustav Agama, who says, to be serious, I will give them 65%. And Sai Abbas also given 65% so far for the second and half years. And then this one from Taof GH, he says 50 out of 100 because of free SHS, planting for food and jobs, and NAPCO etc. And then Pa Miscall, he says that some Ghanaians behave as if free SHS is it's only Ghana's problem. I pity them a lot. Unfortunately, don't pity all of us because all of us are Ghanaians, so don't pity us. And this one from Mohammed Awal, he says that seriously, he'll give them 37%, and Nana Yao Elmo, he said 25%, and this 25% is for the free SHS. And then Nana and Ponsa Icon, he gave them 30%. Your messages, keep your messages coming through. I'll be reading more and more as the conversation continues. But Noah Nash,
see, I was talking about...
You know if you allow me to ask the question.
No. I have to clarify some few things. When I give the MPP government 55%, I'm picking it from different perspective. Okay. I'm not looking at it just that the MPP as entirety. Yeah. I'm breaking it from different segments, like just the young man, the TJ. Now, if you look at it from the angle of TJ, for instance, if you look at sanitation, I will say this government have not even performed very well. They are not even improved upon what it... Because if you look at it critically, the AMA, the boss of AMA, apparently, his hands are tight. You can't have a market area where the streets are invaded by hawkers. If you have in this current government close to almost the township zones, you have close to about 70% of your youth, all hawkers. You have not created any job for them.
Dala,
you have made them to litter about.
No, I get that point. But let me
dirty the town. Make things worse. Zoom Lion cannot clean.
Oh, come on. No, I'm not going into specifics.
Done. I'm being honest with you.
I get your point, Noah. Thank you very much for that. Dela, let me go into specifics. The president had promised that within 2 years into his government, Ghana was going to be the cleanest city in the country. Have you seen any signs of that?
You see, in this present government, it is a government that Accra should be really clean. Because this is a government that has created a ministry, sanitation ministry. So what it means is that in every year when budgets comes out, there is a budget that is allocated for such a ministry. So we are not even expected to see the Accra Township or the Accra City being dirty. But in this present days, is the dirtiest city you can ever find.
Anyway.
The dirtiest city. Accra. The dirtiest.
Which areas?
No, don't be asking me this question.
Why
do you not ask the question? When you walked into this, just a moment.
Even in front of the president's quarters.
I asked a specific question. On your way to this office, walking down from the Turkish embassy to this office, which area did you find that was dirty? I'm asking a specific question. So if you go when you get to Accra, Accra is dirty. When you get to Kimbo is dirty.
When I was coming,
yes.
I used the route which is so close to where the mayor is.
Yes.
That is Accra. And Ballers has become like the way he said, one village, every junction, there are Ballers packed.
But we have dustbins too in nearly every single bus stop.
If there are dustbins there, there are no dustbins there.
Then we should question.
I am telling you something which is a fact, that even tomorrow morning you can go to Makola Market and go and see. Sellers are selling, by rubbish. They are seated by it. It's heaped huge there.
Why aren't we questioning the lifetime of the citizenry? But we're questioning government because Noah, before you come in, before you come in,
the target
I'm asking a question.
Did I ask not to vote for him?
We didn't.
Did we ask
What is the work of the sanitation minister?
The sanitation ministry brought up dustbin. The dustbin are lying there. People have put rubbish inside. People are supposed to collect it.
They are paid.
You are telling me that who is sitting down here, it's my duty to go
and tell them to come and take it.
I'm not saying it is your duty to go and
exactly
but I am saying that in your lifestyle,
lacks willpower, the power to
certain things are very common to you. You get to a bus stop, a dustbin is standing there, but the person takes a sachet of water and drops it on the floor instead of putting it in the dustbin. The lifestyle of the citizen
why can't government withdraw the money they pay Zoom Lion?
Why should they withdraw that money when the money is supposed to ensure that country is clean.
And they are not doing it.
Who isn't doing it? Have you put the sachet water, the sachet in the dustbin? Have you put it there?
We have put it there. That is why it's full. Look, if you go to Makola, it is full.
It is full.
It is full. It is lying on the floor. Look, Muftau,
Wow.
let's go to Ashama. The heart of every good place is Ashama. Tema is a good place. Go to Committee 1. That should be a beautiful zone for us to all look at through.
But today, go and see the
Go and
place.
see the place.
Bola are everywhere.
So you cannot claim the Minister of Sanitation should be sacked.
Exactly.
His ministry should be closed down.
You see, let me
and it should be merged with local government minister.
Let me finish. You see, the truth is there. It is their life and color. It is not something to play politics about.
Please do this in 45 seconds.
Okay, it is not something to play politics about. When we take sanitation, it is abysmal. Very, very abysmal. When we take education, yes, it is good. Free SHS is a good thing.
But you said it wasn't good.
No, we didn't say
okay,
that.
Okay, wrap up. No, we are supposed to wrap up. We are supposed to wrap up. Please wrap up on that.
No, you just took my time from me. We didn't say it is not good. We said we will review it.
What are you going to review in it?
Yes, that is what I'm coming to tell you now.
Mufta.
What the government failed to do was that he did not have a first hand with the stakeholders to have meetings with them. Today, the experience...
So that is the review.
I'm coming. The experience that we had when we were in boarding house.
Sitting down with stakeholders is review.
No, I'm telling you what they failed to do.
So pinpoint one specific thing you will review.
Yes, so when we come, we'll continue the buildings we're putting up. So that students will not pack like sardine in the classroom.
Okay, thank you very much. Dala, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, we have to run. The comments that came through are so many. Honorable, he says, I read the MPP government according to Nadato's age. On that note, this has been the feed with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullahi. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate your company here this evening.